Hey guys, it's Tony with Backwoods Biker again. I've got a real important message here for you about the cold in the winter, so hang tight. Alright, it's January 30th today, and right now it is minus 21 degrees outside with a wind chill of minus 31 below. That is yikes. It's something we haven't experienced in a long time. I don't know if I've ever seen it this cold that I can remember. Maybe it has been. I don't know, but it is a cold mamba jamba out there. So the reason I'm on here today is because it got so cold so fast here with a little bit of moisture that it put black ice on every roadway, every highway. People by the hundreds, their cars from my area, which is central Illinois, stretching to Chicago and border to border, Iowa to Indiana. The roads were full of ice. Hundreds of people were off in ditches. So many were in ditches that they couldn't get enough first responders out there. And then road conditions got so bad that they wouldn't even let tow trucks out there until the Department of Transportation deemed it was okay because they had treated the roads. So here's where I'm going with this. You've heard me always talk about being prepared for something that might happen on your bike or in your vehicle. Now, unless you're just completely out of your flipping mind, you're not on a motorcycle right now. I mean, not only is there ice on the road and salt and all that, but these temperatures, man, you're going to be frostbit somewhere, I guarantee it, in no amount of time. Matter of fact, the conditions that we're experiencing right now, 5 minutes exposed, just standing, not riding a bike, but 5 minutes standing, any exposed skin will start to freeze. You'll get frostbite, and even your corneas can freeze if you're not careful. You don't believe me? Check it out. So what do I recommend doing? I recommend that you put a little bag together to put in your car for times just like this. I think you ought to have one in your car, period. But in times like this, you ought to protect yourself and your family, the people that you love, just in case you hit black ice, you go off in the ditch, and people can't get to you for a few hours. Now you got to keep in your mind here the rule of threes. First of all, 3 seconds. That's all the time you got to decide whether or not you're going to panic. Don't panic, all right? 3 seconds, and then 3 minutes. You can go 3 minutes without blood flow or oxygen flow, but after that, you're a dead duck, okay? 3 hours. Hypothermia can set in if you are not prepared to battle that, and that's what this video is all about. Telling you some little things that you might be able to put into a bag, or that I would put in a bag. The bag I'm getting ready to show you, I had rehearsal last night. I played music in a band. I had rehearsal about 15 miles away from me. Temperatures, you know, was a very balmy -8 degrees when I left, and I go through the country. So I put this bag together so I could take it with me. I'm just going to show it to you real quick here. The bag isn't the mojo here. All right, this is just a little cheapo bag, but it'll hold stuff. Okay, and this is what I'm going to recommend that you put in your bag. All right, number one, you see out here, there's a bottle of water. You should have some water. I've got 3 bottles in my truck that are frozen solid right now, but they will thaw out if I need them. But here's one that's not frozen. I always make sure that I have got an EDC flashlight, one of these small little tactical guys. Then I also carry a pair of gloves. Now, when I am out in temperatures like this, these gloves, these leather gloves, are absolutely worthless in regards to keeping you from frostbite. But what I keep these for is when I take off my weather gloves, off my winter gloves, in order to be able to do some type of work, okay? Because I've got a pair of Under Armour gloves that was given to me as a gift. They are warm, but they're kind of fuzzy. I can't really do any work in them. That's why I carry a pair of calfskin gloves, just in case, all right? Next thing that I do is I have an orange bandana or an orange square. If you go off the road, you can open this up, you can roll down your window a little bit, put it outside, roll it back up, and then it'll flap in the wind, telling people I'm in distress. Next thing that I recommend are toe warmers and body warmers. These are cheap insurance that'll keep you warm, and they do absolutely work. Okay, Rocky likes to keep the hand warmers as well, but you know, like I said, I got a pair of gloves that keeps me good. All right, let me see, what else do we have in here? All right, something, little snack, you know, to get you by. You know, what I've told everybody in conditions like this where they might shut down the roads, you could be out there for 4 or 5 hours. You can go quite a while without food. You know, you can only go about 3 days without water. You'll be hungry, but you can do without food for a lot longer than that. This is a little banana chips that comes from Patriot's Pantry. If you've never had their stuff, by the way, it's pretty darn good. All right, so that's food I got there, a little snack. I've got a blanket here. This is a blanket that I picked up from Costco for 20 bucks, and it's just a small little guy that is about 4 foot wide by 6 feet long, and it's enough to help hold heat in. But if I had room in my bag, I would put something like a top quilt. This is a top quilt from Outdoor Vitals. It's a 20-degree top quilt. It's a synthetic bag. It's very, very warm, and it would help you through a night out in the cold inside of your vehicle. You know, so you got to have a blanket of some sort all the time. All right. Next thing that I recommend is a headlamp. You know, not only do I have my tactical light, but I have a headlamp, because if you're out in your truck or out in your car at nighttime, you don't want to have to fumble around, put this in your mouth. You know, put a headlamp on. They're cheap insurance again. Next thing is that I put a can like this Bush Bean can. All right, what would this be for? Well, I asked my son. You know, my son has been going out in the woods since he was 3 years old, and he's never seen this because, I mean, we're living in modern times. My grandpa showed me this. Okay, this is a candle from Wood Tramp Gear. It's the emergency survival candle. 100% beeswax. It's an 8 to 10 hour candle. You put a candle down in a can like this and light it with your lighter. That now will become a heater. And inside of your car, if you put it on the floorboard, up on the console or whatever, it'll burn for 8 to 10 hours. Now, I recommend if you do something like that, that you have a barrier between whatever you're putting it on and the bottom of the can itself. And this will warm up your vehicle. It truly will. But the key is here, what's important is that you have beeswax. Because if you have a soy candle, if you have a palm oil candle, if you have a paraffin wax candle, Doc, your car is going to be full of smoke and toxins. You don't want that. These burn very, very clean. Okay, a lot cleaner than the other ones. And again, this comes from Wood Tramp Gear. And if you want to see more about this, you can go to backwoodsbiker.com and look on the purchase page, drop down, and I believe these are, gee, I think they're around 10 bucks, something like that, maybe 12 bucks, I don't know. But they may just save your life in that type of a situation. And then last but not least, I always recommend to everybody 100% to carry a first aid kit, but not just any first aid kit. I don't care the name of the company that might be on there. There's no company name on this, but do you see the front? It says bleed control, all right? I am more concerned with major traumatic bleeding that might come from an accident, whether it is a highway accident or if I accidentally cut myself or somebody in my party might cut themselves terribly and they need the bleeding to be stopped to save their life. This isn't a boo-boo, owie, or an ouchie bag. This is to save your life, to keep you from bleeding out until first responders come. You should have one of these, whether it is 20 below zero, if it is 120 degrees above zero, if it's hot out there. You should always have a bag like this in every vehicle that you're traveling in, and you should carry it with you when you go out in the bush. I know some of you are going to say it's overkill. I say BS to that. The first time that you cut an artery out there, you're going to be thinking about old Tony sitting here in front of his camera. You're going to say, that old guy was right. You better believe I was. I know this from experience, all right? So, that's it. Now, if you want to be entered into our monthly giveaway, all you got to do is subscribe, like, and share. But we're doing a little additional thing here. You see the email down there? You have to email us, because when you do that, we put you right in there, and if you win a piece of gear, we're going to reach out to you, and we're going to let you know, and you send us your address, boom, it's on its way to you. So that's all I got for you on this issue. Be safe out there in the cold. It's dangerous, man. There is no playing out in this weather at all. So until next time, you ride free, you live free. As always, you be safe.